What up, people? What's good? Salute.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Salute to the tribe. We're hip hop and comics and hip hop. We're a niche channel. Reserved for the best. It's super dope. I do sell comics. Check me out on Instagram at @6th_element_comics. Yeah, because comic books are the sixth element of hip hop. What's good, y'all? What's good? Sixth element of hip hop. I'm your host, Reno Noir, and we got my co-host in the building, Stu Dog and Raw Talk. What's good, y'all?
What's happening?
What up? What's good?
Wow,
Chilling.
everybody. Yeah, man. How's everybody?
Chilling, exhausted. Was at the Meadowlands today, selling toys and things of that nature. It's like you get up super early and you rock out from 6 o'clock until in the morning until probably 2 o'clock. But you got to get there real early so you can get your spot. So you're there around 3 in the morning, damn near.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow, it's brutal. Yeah.
I know the day. I remember the days of. I used to sell hip hop clothes, like hip hop label, like LRG, Academics, Fat Farm, Sean John, all that back in the early 2000s, and yeah, we used to sell them at flea markets and different bodegas and little shops and all that, because I had the hookup with this guy in New York, and he used to drive a semi truck. He used to go around to all the places, like all the hip hop manufacturers, and they had people on the inside that would, like, if say Academics or Sean John puts in an order for 10,000 jeans, right? Well, they gonna make 11,000.
Yeah.
And take the other 1,000 and sell them out the back for pure profit. The people didn't. So that's what he would take them down to Florida where I lived, and we would sell them at little shops and shit like that.
That's what's up. Yeah, man, that's common
deal,
practice.
Yeah, wake up early in the morning, get your spot, got to get out there, set up your booth, all of that.
That's why they got a lot of unauthorized sneakers out there that come straight from the factory, like Nike, Adidas and things of that nature. The only ones I didn't see copied like that was New Balance, because I think they're stateside
or K-Swiss.
Yeah. Part of their manufacturing stateside.
Yeah, but yeah, them Asian manufacturing places.
Yeah, they don't play.
You can go on Instagram right now and get all the Jordans you want.
Yeah. You get unauthorized everything, even Gucci, Louis, all that crazy stuff. It's all made in either Taiwan, China, Vietnam, those areas, and they ship them back to like whatever the origin of the labels from, like either Italy, France, or what have you, and they stamp them there. Say certain products they'll stamp there, or get the serial numbers and everything there at the origin place of the line, not where they're manufactured. My aunt used to, even back in the early 90s, she used to go to Taiwan and get all the prints. That's how old boy from Harlem got his prints. He got all his stuff from Taiwan.
Oh, Dapper Dan.
Dapper Dan. They have them all in a big roll.
Big roll of fabric.
Yeah,
like fabric.
Yeah, she hit me on to that when I was younger. So she was like, "Yeah, I can get all this stuff made, what have you." It's not made in Italy. The ideas and designs are made there,
right?
But they make them in China and Taiwan. And they stamp them in the state country of origin. That's all.
Yeah, they spit them out. Yeah, they design them in Italy or wherever, but yeah, they spitting them out wherever else. Yo, salute, Casual Toy Collector. What up, Slade Wilson in the building? Peace to the people.
Peace.
Word.
Happy birthday again to Casual. Yesterday was his birthday and stuff. Shout out.
Word. Happy born day. Happy born day. So yeah, man, I want to kind of start the show with a little bit of overflow from the last show. You know, some items that kind of I want to touch base on, and one being you know, the wait, where is that at? Oh, my bad, I got the wrong. But yeah, one of those, you know, being the late great Carl Weathers. Um, we talked about, yeah, his passing and all of that, but we got some information, some new, I don't know what that was, some new information about his passing and cause of death. He died of I'm gonna try to say this, atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, after suffering from heart disease for years, according to his death certificate obtained by the Blast on Friday, February 9th. He passed away at his home in Venice, California, Friday, February 2nd at 12:18 a.m. Pacific time. His death is listed as natural. He was 76. The Weathers family first confirmed his death on February 2nd, revealing that he died peacefully in his sleep. They said Carl was an exceptional human being who lived an extraordinary life. They told Deadline in a statement, through his contributions to film, television, arts, and sports, he has left an indelible mark and is recognized worldwide across generations. He was a beloved brother and father. Yeah, man, that's
Yeah,
some updates.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I understand that that's what they put out there, man. But I have my
I
no.
I know you would. I know you would.
Yeah, I have my own thing. I mean,
I know
because it's
you.
funny. I mean, even my grandmother, she passed after you know, catching that jab. You know what I'm saying? And not knowing that messing with your spike proteins and anything genetic will have an adverse effect on your recovery process, or it may exacerbate any underlying diseases, or even enhance a existing disease that has been dormant.
Mm-hmm.
These have been known by scientists for some time, and a lot of them who came out about stuff like this, they would disappear or get silenced for. So I mean, you know, for all the people who are in the emergency rooms that otherwise were healthy or had maybe a family history of things, all of a sudden it's coming out. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what triggered that? You know?
Yeah, I mean, it'll go on. It'll always be, you know, theorized, and you know, we'll never get the truth. We'll never get the truth.
And it's most unfortunate, man. It's like, and then we're seeing people die at high rates now after a certain event. So if people can't connect that, it's crazy. But you know,
Yeah.
he was definitely one of the greats. Definitely, even in the halls of black actors, he was one of the greats, man. You know,
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah.
a bad loss, man.
He was a lot of people don't know he was he was an NFL before he was an actor. You know, when he came into acting, he was already, that's
Yeah,
where he came from, you know.
yeah,
But yeah, he's like back in 1970, he started with and then he started in small roles with like black exploitation films and shit, you know, Bucktown and Friday Foster and all that.
yeah.
Before he broke in with you know, Rocky, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
his definite
Yeah.
breakout role, was that Rocky. That put him up there on the map as a
Mhm.
serious actor. You know?
Yeah, that definitely was his, you know, breakout. That definitely, I think, made him famous. My first really introduction to him was Predator, though.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah. Mm.
I seen him in Rocky and all of that when I was little, but I wasn't checking for Rocky movies when I was a little kid. I wasn't starting to be into movies and shit until like Predator era, what you call it, Commando and all of that. Like, but yeah, Predator, yeah, that's a classic right there. It wouldn't have been the same without him. None of the movies that he's in, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He always made he always made his role iconic. You know what I mean? Like he always put himself in there, and he always he's an iconic type dude. He's just an iconic actor, man. It's a shame to see him go, man. I wanted to see him in Mandalorian in the movie too.
Yeah.
Got the action figure and all that.
Yeah, man. It's crazy, but like the swift changes, man. You never know, man. Once you hear, then you're gone. It's dramatic changes, shifts, even in the world of movies, man, and comic books. It's just so many random changes that it's hard to keep up at times, man.
Yeah. His boy Pedro Pascal from The Mandalorian said, "Great dad, great actor, great athlete. So much fun to be around always. Smart as hell, loyal as hell, funny as hell. Loved his sons more than anything. What a guy. Everyone loved him. My wife and I had the best times with him every time we saw him. Love to his entire family, and Carl will always be known as a true legend." That was who was that? Said that. Adam Sandler.
Yeah. Yeah, another pivotal role that was like, you know what I'm saying?
I forgot he played in that.
Gilmore.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Gilmore, yeah.
Yeah.
The wooden hand.
Yeah. Shoot.
But yeah, that's one thing from last week. Another thing that we touched on last week, a couple other things, but the Andre 3000, what do you call it?
the flute,
the tour. He did the tour, but then he came on the Colbert show and did the Colbert questionnaire. That was a funny little scene. You can probably see that on YouTube and stuff. But actually, wait, we got.
Hey everybody, I'm here. Isn't it great?
Worry with the super chat.
Yeah. Let me cue it.
The super chat.
Oh, shout out to the super chat, Corey Adger in the building. Complaint noted. Nah, we just trying to keep it smooth, broski. But yeah, man, shout out to Corey, man. Shout out to Slade. Yo, Wepa.
There you go.
Mega's in the building.
Mega.
The Flute Fruit album.
That's an ill rap.
Off the chain. Off the chain with that. Off the chain with that. Shout out to Al Mega, man.
Yeah,
man.
He said the flute.
The flute.
The fruit out. Is it fruit or fruit?
Fruit Loops, whatever. Al's crazy.
Loop.
Chain, bro.
Shout out.
And then we talked about Rakim's born day. We just sort of celebrated the tribute to Rakim's born day, and now we just got news that Eric B and Rakim have reportedly been nominated for the 2024 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction.
It's about time. It's about time.
That's a little bit different right there for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's necessary.
I believe the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame should encompass all music, bro. Not just rock and roll.
There's a lot of hip hop in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah. But
it is.
I'm just saying, as far as like usually you get nominated because of your accolades, mostly like in the industry. Like Rakim, he's your rapper's favorite rapper,
right?
Your musician's favorite musician, and usually those guys don't get seen until they're way done and gone.
Because he's not a big crossover platinum selling artist by any mean. He was not pop. Yeah. I feel you. Yeah, I feel you.
He's definitely the catalyst for hip hop. Indeed. So I'm
Yeah,
that's interesting. I'm like, that's dope.
yeah, yeah. I
But you
had
know, but you know what it's like. Jay Z said in the awards the other night, and I
Mm,
think it might have hit a couple. It might have hit home on a couple people who vote and make these decisions about who make it in the win, who get what. Like you said, like they put a lot of heart and soul in the things they did, and they did it well, and they deserve to be recognized for it.
yeah.
And like he
absolutely.
said, you normally get these awards when they recognize your contribution to the world, or like your fan base or whatever you want to put it. But
Mm-hmm.
he
Mm-hmm.
right about one thing: Rakim has contributed enough to the music genre called hip hop, or just period, because he did some crossover songs with Jody Watley and some other stuff. He's
Yeah.
he's contributed enough where he should be recognized. Where you got to recognize his talent. Like it just can't go unrecognized.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to Corey Adger. Rock and roll
So
needs hip hop.
Corey Edger,
Rock
peace.
and
Thank you.
roll needs hip hop
It
nowadays.
does.
But
It
Nowadays,
does.
rock
They
and roll
walked
does
hand in
not
hand.
hold.
I
Yeah, not, but rock
yeah.
and roll
Yeah.
doesn't have the same level as it used to. Now hip hop has that
No.
is running with the
But
uh
see, I mean, I think
But
it's
at one point they was hand in hand. When
well,
you
okay,
go
so
back to the
so yeah,
80s, they
but
was hand
what
in
I'm
hand.
saying is in the beginning you
yeah,
had Run DMC latching on to Aerosmith to get that crossover growth.
and that was the true pop. And that's the catalyst that brought hip hop
But
to
if
Yes,
you
pop ears.
but if you
yes.
think
Roll
about
help
And
if you think about the samples,
now you would need a rock and roll artist would need
Ruben.
to latch on to a hip hop artist to come on to get on because now hip
right?
hop is running shit the way rock was
But
running
Right.
shit
even
back then.
but even
You
then,
feel what
think
I'm
about
saying?
the samples. Even then, think about the samples. Run DMC always had a funky guitar riff in their samples.
Oh,
Yeah.
Beastie
because they had
Boys,
Rick Rubin.
Rakim, everybody, right?
Rick
Everybody,
Rubin.
yeah. It was LL, all of them on
That's
Def
Rick
Jam
Rubin.
had mad
Yeah.
guitar riffs and rock and roll influence in their stuff,
Def
man.
Jam was
It
made by
wasn't even
Rick
just a walk
Rubin.
this way.
Yeah, it was made by Russell Simmons and Rick Rubin together
And
in
Rick
their
Rubin, yeah.
college dorm. And Rick Rubin's a rock and roll guy through and through.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Still is
And
to
but he's a
this day.
musician. Yeah, but he's a phenomenal musician. I mean, recording, musician, producer.
Producer, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
He's
yeah.
new
Rock and
ambient
roll.
style too now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, being, hip hop acts being nominated in Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it's pertinent. It makes sense. Because hip hop is so parallel to rock and roll and all and everything. The way it came out, when rock came out, it was, looked at as, undesirables and all of that, and it was, for and it's sort of they both took that same path, and they got a lot of parallels, a lot of similarities. Shout out Slim Jim, Longfoot, salute, peace.
Word. Shout out. Peace, everything.
Peace.
Yeah, that rock
Yeah,
and roll route, just like jazz before it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
right.
It's like every music that's been introduced into our cultures or becoming culture always had that, you know, rebel feel to it. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yep.
it starts out the rebel, the youth, the youth not trying to go with the old ways, they trying to go with the new ways, they
Right.
trying to develop their own roads, and then there you have it. And like
What's
now,
what's that movie with Mozart?
Amadeus,
Amadeus.
yeah.
It was like classical music, and he was the rock star. He was the, you know what I mean? So it show you that shit goes back to even classical
All those
music.
guys wilding out.
Yeah,
Showing
they were crazy rock stars and shit. Like they were, the people of the day were like, "Oh, you're crazy and shit."
yeah.
Like, and that shit is classical to us. So
Yep.
yeah, they did, Corey. They did. They really did. They really did. They really thought that it wasn't gonna last. But I'll tell you something else. They thought rock and roll was a fad and wouldn't last when it came out. They thought jazz wasn't real music and a fad
Who
when it came
started
out.
rock and roll and jazz?
Mm-hmm,
It's
mm-hmm.
rebel music.
Rebel music.
Yeah.
But yeah, the final nominations for the 2024 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame had not yet been announced, but according to all hip hop and social media. A social media post by Eric B's manager, Louis Gregory. The duo has been nominated. Eric B and Rakim have been nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He said, "Representing Eric B is not just my job; it's an honor." His post read. Yeah, but the nomination marks the second nomination for Eric B and Rakim. They were also nominated in 2012.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So hopefully they'll get in this time. Inducted. If inducted, Eric B and Rakim will join Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. Public Enemy, NWA is in there. The Beastie Boys is in there. LL is in there. Missy is in there. Kool Herc is in there. I can't think of any more, but it's
Is
several.
Salt and
I
Pepper in
think
there?
Eminem is in there. I don't know. I don't know.
Because they should be
Um,
there
I don't know.
because they were the first girl group that really set it off
yeah,
in the pop game as well.
rap. Yeah,
Had
yeah,
great songs and great albums.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
And Eric B and Rakim's groundbreaking 1987 debut album "Paid in Full" is credited as a pivotal, release in hip hop and one of the most creative periods. I mean, that's the time of Nas and all that, and Eminem and many artists have cited this album as their main inspirations and influences. So Rakim, if you I think you said it a few times, that's your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. He's the guy. I always said I got two top fives. Rakim is always at the number one spot in the top five, and the five that I would send to an alien planet to battle the greatest MCs of the universe. Rakim is number one on that list. Yeah.
Shoot, the greatest MCs in the universe would be like, yo, we got our stuff from Rock. Straight up.
Word.
We've been spying on that man for eons.
Word.
Word. That dude.
But yeah, I just wanted to sort of, touch back to some of the things we were talking about last week and things. But we do got some dope news and info right now. Now, DC, what do you call it? Superman Legacy, the DCU storyboards have been shared by James Gunn on Twitter. We what storyboards are. We had our boy Vince up here on the show a bunch of times. He does storyboards for a lot of the big blockbusters in Hollywood, and that's the guy that draws the little panels on little cars. They draw the scenes. Every scene that's shot in a movie, someone draws that first. And they show that to the director and the camera guy and the set builder and the props guy and the whole shit. And they sort of like, okay, that's the scene we're going to kind of try to create. And someone draws that out first. Those are called storyboards. And he's giving us an early look at Superman Legacy, posting on Threads. James Gunn shared a shot of hundreds of storyboards. He said, just a few storyboards I've drawn for Superman Legacy. Only you can't see much. It's an overhead shot of a stack of storyboards rather than a reveal of the scenes. I mean, nobody wants to see the scenes yet, right? We don't want to ruin the movie, but it's cool though. It's cool to see that they're making this movie and deep into it. It's nice to see, James Gunn himself getting involved in the storyboarding portion of him drawing the story. Usually, they hire a guy like our boy Vince to do that. But check these out. Yeah, but that's
interesting.
Yeah.
It look like he's trying to show off his artistic skills. Yeah.
So these are the Richard. No, this is a cool thing. This is the Richard Donner Superman.
Yeah.
And these are being auctioned off. These are the storyboards from the 78.
Damn, I wish I could get my hands on just one of them. Just one.
Just one.
I need just one. That's all I want. Just one. I wouldn't care which one it is.
That's all you
One
need.
nice frame. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. What does it say? Superman is soaring back to the forefront. A new iteration of the Man of Steel is coming from Warner Brothers, which made a splashy acquisition at Sundance of documentary Superman the Man, Christopher Reeve's story that tells the story of moviedom's first Man of Steel and how he found his real superpowers in becoming an activist after suffering an equestrian accident left him paralyzed. Uh, but yeah, you can check that out on Deadline, and yeah, these are the storyboards.
Cool.
Mm,
Hardy har hardy hardy har har. But
damn.
yeah. Shout out to Al. What
Busy.
is the new drama in the world on Pantygate? I'll always be on some
See you guys.
extra.
Like Oscar dead
Panty.
on
Panty.
it.
That's
Yo,
dope.
I'll make it a shout out. Jim Lee
Jim
on
Lee.
story.
Okay.
Those are some storyboards I would pay to have some of.
Yeah.
That's my favorite comic book artist, Jim Lee.
Jim
And
Lee.
yeah, that's my favorite comic book artist. Uh
Yeah.
that would be sick.
Yeah. Jim Lee. He has a modern yet traditional hand when he draws. It's
Yeah,
like, I mean, McFarlane. You could tell his style and Liefeld. They're more extreme with the how they contort the bodies and stuff like that. But Lee, he keeps it, the basic structure, but adds that modern detailing.
right. Right.
Very dope. Yeah.
Right. Like the background of this very video.
And Jay Lee too. I mean, Jay Lee's dope.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, those dudes are nice. They're nice with it. Peacemaker. Peacemaker, the show. John Cena rather had plans for Peacemaker, and then James Gunn said, "Throw all that away."
Mm,
Uh, yeah, James. John Cena, known for his work ethic as an actor. And which was evident when they sat down with him for an interview and for the new film Argyle. Uh, Cena and his wrestler's physique, uh, filling out the three-piece suit, sat upright, made lock-in eye contact, turn on his considerable charisma, and gave full, thoughtful answers, hustling hard to promote the movie that he has just a very small part in.
Mm.
But yeah, Cena said that he, basically took the type of approach to working on, with Vaughn on the movie as he took with DC Studios head James Gunn on the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker. Uh, so, and after Gunn effectively scrapped all his careful prep work for, the Peacemaker character with a single bit of direction, he said, "Throw all that away. Just be a douchey Captain America. That's it. That's all he wants." So,
mm,
expect the douchey Captain America for the new Peacemaker. But
uh,
yeah,
some sometimes you can
I wonder
be
why.
creative. I don't know. I don't know about
Yeah, I
that.
wonder why. Yeah, I wonder why. I wonder why. So they
Because
change your heart right now.
yeah, because the formula is working perfectly, man. I think
But then when you think about it, I guess maybe you don't want to make the mistake like recently, I know it's DC hour and all that. I went back and watched Avengers, I watched Endgame, Infinity War, and then I watched Captain Marvel. I watched
Mm,
Secret Wars. And I was trying to when you watch it, if you pay close attention, it doesn't all piece together. And
mm,
maybe like when you ended Suicide Squad, Peacemaker died. And then we don't know how he came back, but he came back for
yeah.
this show.
Mm,
And it don't. And so maybe they might want to
mm,
say maybe it's an alternate timeline or maybe a different because like Secret Wars, that's the only thing I could think that Secret Wars was because it has nothing to do with anything else that happened in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Because when you think about it, Nick Fury was hiding the scrolls and then he was using them to infiltrate places, and they only talk about things that never happened or happened, but we never saw. And then we
Mm,
saw the scroll homeworld because remember they wanted to take over Earth, but then they found a place to live. But then in the Marvels, they destroyed it. So
Mm.
that you ask yourself like, how does this all fit together? Because Captain Marvel, we didn't even get to see her in any action, but yeah, she was all fighting around the universe. But then you come back to the Avengers, and here she is, and we
Mm.
did a prequel with her. There was no where was she at during all this scroll and pre-war? Like Marvel would have did better just saying, well, look, let's do the scroll and Kree. They've been around for thousands of years, so like now when you watch those shows, none of it links, and they talk
Peacemaker.
about things that yeah, and Peacemaker just doesn't link with Suicide Squad if they're gonna move in a new direction
Then
because
you
he
got
Yeah.
died at the end. Yeah, he died. So what do we do? We make a new timeline. Do we
oh,
retcon it? Like I don't know what we do with that. So I can kind of get it. I don't approve of it because I like
Yeah.
the Peacemaker show. I'm with Reno. I thought the show was dope.
oh
I
hell yeah.
thought it was super
I
dope.
like.
Man,
Yeah.
yeah. Unless they just don't link it. Unless they just do the show and just don't link it with nothing. Like
Or
that would
was
be better.
it a prequel or just before he did the Suicide Squad?
Nah, he got
Huh?
out of jail. Remember, he talks about it. He talked about
Wow.
when he was done with that. He talked about when I was done with the Suicide Squad, Bell Rev. He talks about Bell Rev and all that.
Wow. Huh. Continuity
I
issues.
need to rewatch that. Yeah, I need to rewatch that second Suicide Squad movie though with Starro. Did you rewatch?
I just watched it. I just rewatched the other day, like a couple
Did you
days ago. I
watch?
rewatched both of them. They on Netflix.
Did you rewatch Black Adam by chance?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah. I love Black Adam. I like Black
hey,
Adam.
hey, just to know, fellas, yo, the Marvels have become one of my favorite movies.
All right,
As
we'll talk about that Monday then.
yeah, man. Yeah,
I
man.
watched the Marvels over again. Bro,
Yep.
talk. I watched it
We'll
over
talk
again.
about it
I did
Monday.
watch it. I'm not gonna say it was the greatest movie I was.
No,
My
not
biggest complaint, it don't fit in with nothing. Like it don't.
but
It
it was
doesn't fit in with
exciting.
Secret Wars.
It,
It
it,
doesn't
it
fit
was
in
a
with
good movie.
Endgame.
All right,
I was
It just
shocked.
don't fit in with the.
It
all right.
was a
Ah,
good movie, man.
All
we'll
right.
save it for Monday.
Well, Black
Sada,
Adam.
we'll
Sada,
let Sada
welcome.
take lead on that one. Sada, you can take lead on that one on Monday.
Huh? Oh,
Yes, Black Adam was a good. We like Black Adam.
It was. We like
Uh,
Black
they
Adam.
like
Comic
Black Adam.
Crusaders.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we like
we like Black Adam. Yeah,
One, two,
yeah, we
three.
Black Adam. Yeah, we Black Adam fans around here. We like Black Adam.
Yeah. Rocket.
But well, the Black Adam star, well, one of the stars, Aldous Hodge, who I think is somebody's favorite in here, played
That's my boy. Yeah.
yeah, Aldous Hodge is dope, but he's willing and ready to return as Carter Hall, aka Hawkman, in James Gunn's DC universe. I don't know how that will work or if that's
Please drop
possible.
Just
I've
come
been
back to
hitting
somebody
them up,
else.
telling them don't make that move. Make the
No,
move
just
for the new
come
Black
back to
Panther.
something else, please.
But, you know,
Uh,
his
Yeah.
agent says otherwise. So
I would hope that he. I mean, well, here. I mean, they do have. So they Hawk Girl is going to be in the Superman movie.
yeah.
So whoever plays Hawkman, I don't know, but we'll see. But they do have to. They have to stick to their gun about not mixing actors because otherwise, what's up with Cavill? So we don't 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 do it. But yes, he did speak about reprising his role in the as the Black Adam character, Hawkman. He said, I can't really speak to that in the interview. He said, but you're gonna have to talk to James about it. He said, but yeah, I don't know what's really in store for Hawkman. He said, my door is always open for that. He said, I can't speak to whether I'm going to be part of that world, as that's above my pay grade. But if they want to pick up the phone, I'm always here. So I mean, the actors, they really don't be knowing what's going on. He's just like, I'm here, but there's no talks right now of him or anyone from that universe crossing over to the DCU with James Gunn at this time, except for Blue Beetle, which there's a caveat. There's a what do you call it? Whatever. But speaking of that universe, Aquaman 2 continues to swim upward at the box office, which is interesting. Officially, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom closes out the DCEU ahead of the DC Studios launching the all new DCU cinematic universe. But yeah, it did fall short of his expectations, which we knew it would. You can't
And I-
you can't put out a movie in a universe everyone knows is dead. No one's gonna care. No one's gonna care.
But the casual audience liked it. They loved
They
it.
did.
The casual audience liked it. Yeah, they liked Aquaman.
They
It
did.
was the casual audience loved it.
They loved it.
It'll
The first one broke hella
it'll probably do
records.
even better at home and on DVD and all that streaming.
Yeah.
It did good.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, it's now reached 120 million, 120.7 million in domestic ticket sales, while surpassing the $300 million mark with its international screenings. But yeah, the Aquaman sequel has now reached a total of $423.5 million worldwide, which is about double the budget. So it's considered a smash hit. That's
Smash hit, yeah.
considered a hit. When you double your money
Yeah.
in a movie,
Oh, yeah.
that's considered a hit. Even with the box office return that was lower than what was hoped for, this movie is staying afloat longer than the DCEU's other recent bombs did, allowing for the dying, let's say, dead cinematic universe to end on a bit of a high note. So it didn't just, fizzle out and just total shit. At least at the end, they kind of did something right. I'm not the biggest hater of the whole Snyderverse. I liked Man of Steel is my favorite Superman movie. I fuck with the whole the Snyder cut is I think is one of the best comic movies. So I'm not mad at some of those movies. I wish that some of those I wish we got what's his name? Slade Wilson. Death Note, you know what I'm saying?
Deathstroke.
Deathstroke. Death Note. Yeah, Deathstroke. Death Note. Yeah. Now we were just talking about that. They did Death Note. On what do you call it? Simpsons. Yeah. Yeah. Like what? But yeah.
Deathstroke. I like the guy who played him in the Arrowverse.
Yeah,
He was dope. Yeah.
He was old. He was too damn old.
Oh, was it? Oh, 'cause they wanted him to have gray
He's
hair.
too
Instead of
damn
just getting a
old.
young guy and making his hair gray, they had to get a guy
Put a
that
wig on
actually
him or
had
something.
gray hair.
Damn. Listen, he was taking Geritol between breaks. I mean,
But
shots like
Bristle,
that.
he was hardcore bristle.
He was
Man, he just looked out. Listen, it was
bristle.
just,
was
it just
seasoned.
didn't fit it. It was he was real seasoned, all right.
He was
He
seasoned.
definitely was seasoned. He's about 40 years too seasoned, but he was seasoned, all right. He definitely was. Because when you listen, Deathstroke, he's an older man, but he's not old. So like he does have gray, but he's like Jack, like he's one of those Jack old men. When
But
you see
that
him in the
dude was
comics.
Jack?
Yeah, come on, he was black. He wasn't a little
No.
Nah.
It just didn't fit it. It didn't fit it. It didn't do it for me. I'm sorry, y'all. It didn't do it for me.
Hold on.
It didn't. Listen, it just didn't do it for me. I'm not taking away from what y'all like. If y'all like it, I respect it. I respect it, but I never liked the Arrowverse, man. The Arrowverse is nah. I like Supergirl. Supergirl was the bomb. I love the Flash. I even like Stargirl, but when you got the Arrow,
Hold on.
but when you got the Arrow, I didn't like Arrow.
Not Arrow. They
Hold
both
on.
go hand
Because
in
Flash
hand,
was dope.
Literally.
Flash was dope.
Hold
I
on.
only watched the crossovers.
This is the
crossovers
Arrowverse
when they
guy
did the
that you said
crossover.
is too old?
When they
Yeah,
did the
that's the
crossover.
Arrowverse guy. That's
Too old. He's too old.
Yeah, man. Yeah. He don't even look like
This guy looks like he's 48.
no.
What are you talking about?
technically, I mean,
Nah.
you know, he's
Look,
looking a little
too
more
old.
seasoned.
Look, too old too.
Man.
Another
This guy
one,
is not
just
too
no.
See, you don't know
Nah, he
Deathstroke
don't.
then, bro. If you think this guy's too
I
old.
do know Deathstroke. I don't listen.
Bro,
It's not
Deathstroke is
that
at least
he's
this old.
listen. To me,
Wait, you want him to
I'm
be a
just
young
saying,
guy?
to me, no, not too young, but a little younger than that, and maybe a little more,
A little
fit.
younger
Like,
than that is 30.
yeah, that's fine.
Deathstroke
that's
ain't
fine.
30. Deathstroke's like 50.
Okay, so maybe we'll get the
It
Deathstroke
depends on when you're
one
talking about.
in the new
Depends
Nah, it
on when
don't
you're talking
depend.
about.
Batman movie.
Deathstroke, no, it don't depend. Deathstroke is fucking 50, dude. Deathstroke
No,
is an
because
older guy.
wait. We've never seen Deathstroke really keeping it a buck without his mask too much
What?
until the new DC 52.
What?
That's when we started seeing him the most without his mask.
Bro,
The most.
I don't
Let's go
know.
Wikipedia. Let's go
I'm gonna
Wikipedia.
show you Wikipedia. I'm gonna show
He
you.
ain't the
Everything.
dudes that they had playing him just don't fit the character to me. I don't care whether it be age, stature. It just
I
don't
don't
fit.
know.
It just don't really fit for me. It don't
I
fit for me, man. Dude, he don't look old there. And that's back in the day when he had the
He's
pirate
got a
boots.
mask
Look at
on.
that. Look at
He's
that.
got
Look,
a
that's back
mask
in the day.
on.
And that's what I just said. He mostly had his mask on. We
Yeah,
never
but then
really
you
seen him
can't
without
say
his
he don't
mask
look
until
old.
the new 52. I
All
said,
right, check
we
it out.
never really seen him
give
without
you
his
a
mask until the new 52.
Man, where's
And when the
Slade
new
at, man?
52,
all right, check
he
it
ain't
out.
supposed to be
Stu,
that old.
Stu,
What's
check
up?
it out. I'm gonna hit you with an argument that you can't deny. So you saying he's too old, the guys that play him, and he's not jacked enough. And
Exactly.
they have
To me,
but,
to me,
but are you
to
saying
me.
that dudes
That's
that old and jacked can't be like super
no,
athletic?
no, 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 no. Never said
Man,
that.
that dude in
I'm
the
just saying.
Arrowverse is jacked
Because I'm
and
saying
he's
I'm
not
just
that
saying
Shannon
that.
old.
Sharp. You look at
I'm just
Shannon
saying that the
Sharp, he's
people.
a mutant. Shannon Sharp
I'm
is a
just
mutant.
saying.
And
You
you
right,
see what I'm
but
saying?
you right. But listen, when you look at what's another example on that? Okay,
Dude,
look at the Arrowverse. Remember the dude they had to play Mr. Terrific? Too young. I mean,
Yeah,
damn, and he's Puerto Rican. Like you like damn. Like
yeah,
that's not like it's like it's like in the
yeah.
Arrowverse they created they put the characters in there, but the people they got to play them, in my opinion, just always fell that much short of the character.
Okay.
Like they could have did better. Like I'm like, all right, that's all
Yeah.
right, but y'all could have did better.
he's a Korean War veteran, bro. The
Yeah.
Korean, he's a Korean War veteran.
Yeah.
That's almost, yeah, that's almost like a World War II
That's-
vet.
Yeah,
He's old.
that's older than 50.
That's older than Vietnam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, Vietnam is 50, 60. No,
50 that's Vietnam is, and Vietnam is like
oh,
10 years
Vietnam
after World. It's like
57.
almost 10 years after World War II or something like that, or 5 years. It's like
Yeah.
something like 8 years after World War
Yeah,
II.
Deathstroke is
Because some
is
people
a
that fought in
gray-haired
World War
guy.
II had to go fight Korea. And then
And
what
remember-
Vietnam was what 4 years after
This
that?
guy
So,
doesn't even
yeah.
have gray hair. This is fake gray hair.
Yeah. And remember,
Man,
Deathstroke
He just don't
had
fit.
serum, right?
I can't. No, I thought he was like this old feeble guy or something.
Now I mean,
no, not old like that, but nah,
this
them
guy
two
had
just
serum.
crazy though. I will say the one they chose for the CW verse, the eye patch looks awful, but like that's it's so funny.
yeah, I like the I like the eye patch on the Arrowverse one better.
Now, what about
I'm
this
with you
guy?
on that side.
What about this guy? The
That's
guy on the right over
Oh,
here.
he's
That's
the
my
one-
guy.
he's from
That's
Titans,
my guy
yeah.
right there. Yeah,
That's my boy from
He's from Titans.
yeah, that's my boy from La Bamba and shit, right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Richie. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Richie,
Richie's brother. What's his name? Fucking damn, that was my dude in that movie.
And what's the name of the movie?
La Bamba.
Bomber.
Computer. Who starred in the movie La Bamba?
Nah, just say who was Richie's brother. Hold on, let me think. I gotta think of the mom. The mom says,
This guy
she-
got a lair.
not my Rich- Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
Bob.
Got a lair where he got his
Bob in La
AI
Bamba.
ready for answers.
S.I. Morales. That's
Still,
his
yo,
name.
you wild.
Yeah. But yeah, Bob was.
And fully
was-
integrated. That's what's up.
But yes.
Hey,
what
this
we
is
got?
a few
Know your shit. The Arrowverse actor shares advice to the DCU actors. Supergirl, the new
It's
Supergirl.
in red, just like I was saying. His so
Really all cock.
slows his aging.
Mm-hmm.
What the serum?
Nah,
Yeah, it does. It does. It slows his aging. It does. So he
old
looks a lot
now.
older than what he is. Yeah.
Well, he's Deathstroke is definitely an older guy, but
But we've never seen him so much without his mask until the new DC, like the DC 52. That's when they
But you
started
know-
taking it off a lot.
But that's the part of the TV and the movies. They got to have their actors show their face in order for them to get paid. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's a caveat of it. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
we get mad
Right.
because what you call it didn't wear his Wolverine mask at all. It's in his
He didn't
contract.
wear
You got to
this.
show his face. You got to get
He
that
didn't wear
money
the suit.
for visuals.
Yeah, he didn't wear the suit, bro. It ain't even come close. He ain't
Yeah,
wear no boots. He could at least had on the boots. So the suit got ripped up, but I still got the boots. He ain't had
yeah.
none of that, bro. Gloves and nothing, bro.
Well,
It wasn't even
what
close,
they
man.
have. They had the Ultimates suit on in X-Men 2. Was it the Ultimate suits or something like that?
Yeah, the black all black joints.
Yeah, with
And
the
it's something
X,
and what's up with Hollywood and all black? What they don't like to put color in that. Like
because they,
everything's got to be black
Lazy.
and
I'm not
gold.
even into that. You know why? We're not going into that though.
Like all right, like Black Adam. They did Black Adam. The
Yeah,
lightning bolt on his chest. It should be yellow. It should be more profound. Every comic book is
Yeah.
they know how to notice how they made it like black yellow, like a faded
yeah.
yellow with black.
It's
Amber
No,
gold.
just make
They
it
made it
yeah,
gold.
like
did
yeah,
an
like a golden faded
Amber.
gold. Yeah, just make it
Yeah.
yellow, like it is. It's yellow. Make the shoot yellow and black.
Well,
Just that's what it is.
Well,
in writing like stories and stuff, and your antagonist, whether he be good or evil, has to be measured by the colors. So, like Shazam, Captain Marvel, Shazam. He's the
It's yellow
he's
and
the light in
yellow and
that
red.
thing. So he's lighter and brighter. So the good is always the lighter, and the darker is always, you know what I'm saying?
The
The evil.
dark and the faded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's always the how they measure when they write.
Oh,
How you
which one?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I liked the Black Adam. I thought Black Adam was a good movie. It,
Yeah.
it fell into some controversy, and it did. But when you sit down and watch it, like standalone, like nix all the DC Universe stuff aside and just watch it as stand, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
I can't take anything away from it. It was watchable, man. I enjoyed it.
can't front on it. Well, speaking of good
Nah, I
movies,
can't front.
we might have we talking about the new DCU and a lot of the new movies and things that are coming our way. And one of the new movies that I think is going to be pretty dope is the Supergirl
Mm.
adaptation, yeah, of the comic. And the actress that they picked is Millie Alcock. She's the one that played in Game of Thrones. What do you call it? Sequel, House of the Dragon. Everybody loved her. She was phenomenal in the show. Everybody was pissed when they replaced her with the older when they did the time jump. It was like, no, she was awesome. That's that woman, girl, female, whatever. So she's playing Supergirl, Superwoman. I think it's a good casting. I think she fits the part. I mean, based on, especially based on the comic and stuff that they're basing it on. Cause that, I don't know. She just kind of fits that. If you've seen the pictures of it, let me show you the
Well,
pictures.
that picture, she kind of looked like Power Girl.
Well, she
More.
looks like she looks like Supergirl from this particular comic that they're adapting. I mean, they're adapting this comic.
Okay.
And she has that sort of
Oh,
That's that woman
squinting
of tomorrow.
feature.
Super,
yeah.
yeah,
Um,
woman of tomorrow.
yeah,
Okay.
that sort of wispy, I don't know, pointy, blue-eyed, blonde-haired, yeah, whatever look. So she does kind of fit it, and I think, and this is going to be the third adaptation of Supergirl's story in the past decade. We remember, it's important because Women of Tomorrow, the Supergirl comic that they're adapting, differentiates itself with this version, with Millie Alcock's version. Fans of Gunn like myself, fans of Guardians and Peacemaker and Suicide Squad, whatever, know that he has an incredible knack for bringing new levels of depth to characters that are lesser known. And considering one of the main issues that fans have had with adaptations in the past is not exploring her backstory and her internal struggles more. And this upcoming film has great potential, to fix this. And I think Gunn also excels at a sci-fi setting. He's very good with sci-fi type stuff. Guardians was my favorite shit. We know that was very sci-fi. And unlike Superman, Kara Zor-El wasn't raised on Earth, right? She sort of has an exciting, has this sort of cosmic origin that they can do a lot with. Basically, they could go a lot of directions with it. But there's also several planned DCU releases between now and that movie, Woman of Tomorrow, meaning that there's a nearly endless number of possible plot points that could arise in the meantime, that they might adapt, that they might bring it into, so don't just go read the comic, expect what the movie's going to be about, because you know how they do. But they will be based on it, inspired by it. Who knows how close they'll adapt it? Hopefully a lot, because it's a really good comic. If you have no interest in ever reading a Supergirl comic, it would be the only one I would recommend bothering to read. Now reports of Millie Alcock's casting indicated, that her version of Supergirl would make her franchise debut in Gunn's Superman movie, the Superman Legacy reboot. Though, and but some also stated that this wasn't 100%, 100% set in stone. It's just, it's just a possibility, but it would make sense for her to appear, alongside her cousin, because the whole point of this universe is that it's connected. So we don't want to be like, have stuff happen and then do another movie, a few movies later and be like, well, how come we didn't see her in that movie? If she was around, we would have surely heard of her, right? So they will include her if that's going to be the case.
I was thinking like maybe the angle that they trying to play off, because remember, she was sent before Kal-El. She knew her powers before him. Maybe in this adaptation or what have you, she's guiding him to learn his powers. She's
right. She arrived after he did, though. She was sent out. Well, she arrived after he did, because remember her ship got blown off course or something like that, and then she came later. Yeah, she came after he did. She is older, because there are certain stories where they wrote that they got sent at the same time.
She grew up in space.
She grew up in space.
Right.
Shit. Yeah. Whereas he just shot straight to Earth and landed. Like his rocket went exactly where it's supposed to. Hers got knocked off course.
Right.
But maybe in this adaptation, it's totally different, where she's guiding him in a sense.
We can go for that. Yeah, we can go for that. That's something we can, because they tell the story in a number of different ways. Yeah, they tell it in a number of different ways, so we can go with that.
Yeah. It's called Woman of Tomorrow, and the comic is called Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. It's like a graphic novel. You can get it and check it out.
The graphic novel just came out, so you can get it now.
Yeah. Regardless of where she makes her debut, be it Superman or her own movie or whatever DC project is lined up, could very well set up some of her lore ahead of the movie. Some of that origin might, which I love that. I hope so. Like I don't want them to have to waste too much time in these movies with origins, man. Because then it ends up being the whole fucking movie. We're done with it.
Yes.
We know how Superman. We know Superman's origin. We know how superheroes' origins work. We get it. Hollywood has this thing. It's like it's all they know how to do with superheroes is make their origin. That's all they really know how to do. And then sprinkle the ending with some, little, save somebody.
Little fight. Yeah, a little fight to save somebody.
It's not
like Fantastic Four. We don't need to see their origin anymore.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's not superhero fatigue. It's just fatigue of the way that they've been fucking doing it. Fatigue of the same fucking movie over and over. Like when I saw Blue Beetle, I was like, this is a really good movie, but I've seen it 100 times.
Yep. And I agree with that. Because I like the Blue Beetle. I just didn't like how long they dragged out the beginning part. Him getting the scar and this, then the powers. Move on with it.
At the end of the day, we're judging movies based on comic books, and if you look at all the comic books, is they're all formulaic, similar. The plots, everything. There's always the villain that's trying to take over the world or trying to dominate a city, and then the hero he fights him, and then finds out he gets beaten, and then he comes back to win the day.
In the classic comics, yeah.
And so I think that's where they draw their template from.
Yeah, that they have, because like doing movies like Avengers and Superman and Batman, like these are the oldest fucking characters comics have to offer. Those are the oldest DC characters and the oldest Marvel characters. It's like, okay, cool. Like there's been some stuff that's happened since then. Can we get that? Like, let's see some of the new stuff. There's a lot to do, and that's what we're tired of. We're tired of the same old shit, but we want some new shit. That's why I think James Gunn has maybe something here. I think maybe DC is gonna. I do. I think because James Gunn is weird. He's different. He does stuff a little bit different and a little bit weird, and that's what we need. So hopefully, it's gonna be weird and different enough. Like just the fact that there's multiple comic book characters in the Superman movie is dope to me. Like I think that says a lot, because we've never seen that. Anytime there's been a Superman movie, it's just about Superman and his villain. That's it. That's all there is. But in comics, in Superman comics, there's always other characters. In comic books, there's always other characters, popping in, doing this and that, whatever. So we need to see that in movies, man. And I think that right there shows that there's going to be something different with James Gunn, with the style, the way he's doing it. He's also denied the rumors of the new Batman cast.
Can I make a wish? Can I make a wish?
Please.
I wish, because I'm with you. I want to say the same thing Reno said, but can we do it with Punisher? Can we please stop going over Punisher, his family dying and all? We don't want to see that no more. Can we just get a movie with Punisher and James Rhodes, War Machine suit, with the Punisher symbol painted on there and it all painted black? Can we get that, please? And can we get it in the John Wick style of movie? Can we just get that? I mean, if John Wick can be that violent, Punisher can be that violent. That's all I'm saying. And they made what? 4 of those? So that's all I'm saying. I'm just putting that out there. We got 4 violent movies that should have starred the Punisher, but we got Keanu Reeves.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
It might take a while for that wish to come true. Yeah. It might take a good long while.
Man, I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. Can we please just get that? Just throw Punisher in the War Machine. Let's just get that. We ain't even got to go through nothing else.
Iron Punisher.
Reno, if you're talking, I hope you know you're muted.
Yeah, what's up, man? Stu ain't got. Check it out. I painted him up. The motorcycle used to be solid black. I threw the Wu-Tang sign on there. I threw the Dreadnoks Anarchy sign on there.
You modernized it. Real.
Check what else.
Is that
Rock, do you recognize something? Okay, so let me know if you notice anything different about this.
Hold on, I can't let the thing clear up. Hold up. Did you paint? You painted something.
He painted the whole thing.
Bro, the grenades.
Yeah, the grenades.
The knife and the knife holster.
Yeah.
Painted.
Yeah.
The tattoos. Look at the tattoo. Look at the wristbands. Look at the gun.
Okay. Putting in that work and detailing.
Dog, I done hooked up several figures like that. Snow Job I just did Dusty the other day. I'm having fun. It's dope. But I done got Gruel with the motorcycle. I put the chrome on the engine parts and on the wheel right there. The Anarchy and the Wu-Tang. I'm having fun.
Dope. Good stuff, man.
Now, as the DC universe is set
I'll be
to
right
get
back.
on multiple projects in 2024. James Gunn has addressed the latest The Brave and the Bold casting rumors. Because, the new Batman, the Battinson, that Batman is not the Batman, right? That Batman is its own. That's part of the
Its
Elseworld.
own, yeah,
Yeah, it's not part of the DC.
its own thing.
Yeah. Now this is going to be called The Brave and the Bold. And while The Brave and the Bold movie doesn't have a release date, rumors have been floating around that DC Studios is looking to start casting its version of Batman soon. After DC Studios CEO James Gunn got asked about these rumors on Threads, he addressed the validity of the scenario, shedding more light. He said, keep getting this question. Don't know where it's coming from. Wherever it is, it's totally false. We don't have a script yet. Yeah, the question was, it's true that a new actor is about to be cast for Batman. How are they going? I guess this person maybe English is their second language. But yeah. Yeah, he's like, in response to the question, is it true that they're about to cast this new Batman? Gunn mentioned, keeps getting this question, but it's totally false. They don't even have a script yet, y'all. Chill out, chillax, relax. Let them at least get the movie written before they start casting the damn thing. And The Brave and the Bold, which is being directed by the Flash movie director Andy Muschietti, is seemingly being written, but is yet to be clarified who the screenwriter actually is at this point. Fucking not happy about it, but here's the thing. I don't think the director was the big problem with the Flash movie. Right? So I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to hold it against him and be like, oh, everything you do has to be trash now because that movie was fucking, what it was. It had two of them, y'all. Two of them. But yeah. Now Gunn has confirmed some details about The Brave and the Bold, including the live-action introduction of Damian Wayne, Bruce's biological son. The Brave and the Bold story will explore Batman having to tackle fatherhood, and surprisingly, as he learns about Damian's existence. So that'll be that. That's what that's going to be about. And back when Gunn and Peter Safran announced some of their upcoming DC, universe movies and TV shows, they mentioned that family members would be featured in The Brave and the Bold. And it's being a version of the DC universe where a lot of heroes are already established, and there's a lot of characters in all the movies, and it's great. There's multiple characters in every movie. When there's a Batman movie, there's multiple characters. When there's a Superman movie, multiple characters. The Green Lantern show, guess what? It's not going to just be the Green Lantern. And that's dope because that's how comics are. And it makes sense for players like Batgirl and Nightwing and Red Hood to be around at this point. While Bruce has, Bruce's age has yet to be determined, Gunn has suggested in past comments that he will at least be a few years older than David Corenswet's Superman at the time. Which is his Superman movie. And Gunn also confirmed that very recently the Batman, but Batman will not be in the Superman movie, Superman Legacy.
Thank God.
Yes, thank you. I agree. Making it more likely that Bruce won't be popping up until The Brave and the Bold, which I think Batman is a character that should appear first in his own movie. He's not Hawkgirl, right? He's every bit as iconic as Superman. He deserves to debut in his own film. That's cool. But it wouldn't be shocking if, perhaps Batman is teased through the Arkham Asylum TV show, if that happens before The Brave and the Bold. But for now, time will tell when Batman makes his DC universe debut. But I think it will be The Brave and the Bold, if not being mentioned in something sooner, or alluded to, that guy in the shadows in Gotham, that kind of thing. But yeah. But speaking of Blue Beetle, we did touch on Blue Beetle, and speaking of Blue Beetle, we have a little bit of hold on, guys. My computer just crashed. Yeah, but I can't say his name. Zolo Maraduena. All right, Zolo Mariduena shares exciting update on Blue Beetle's DCU return. Because here's the deal: for whatever reason, Blue Beetle came in just at the right time in the ass end of DCEU, that he was able to escape the death, the dying star explosion that was the DC universe previous. So he actually made it somehow into the DCU from the DCEU. It was 2023. Blue Beetle came out, introduced him as this, the titular superhero, and while the film is one of the final installments of the DCEU, technically, James Gunn has already confirmed his intentions to bring the actor back as the character in his universe. So don't expect anyone else from that movie, the grandma, the auntie, the mom, the dad, the uncle, the funny guy, none of that. Not saying they won't be in it, but it's not necessarily that they will be. Think how Daredevil was going to be coming over to do his thing without any of the people from the Netflix family.
Foolish. At least they fixed that.
Yeah, thank God they finally fixed that. But who knows how that's going to go with Blue Beetle? But yeah, basically the actor, the character, that's what's coming over. I don't know what else. But even if that,
I think it's a good move, because me personally, I like the Blue Beetle movie. I didn't think it was bad. Didn't think it was really, like the greatest movie ever, but it was watchable. But I do think that the other people in the movie had a little bit too much screen time. When the movie's called Blue Beetle, it ain't called Blue Beetle and Family. It's called Blue Beetle for a reason. Like they had some iconic lines. They had it all, bro. I mean, I just think it was a little too much family in it. I really do. We could have got more Blue Beetle.
Yeah, I don't know. That's part of the issue. It's like a lot of these superhero films are too bloated. There's too many characters, and you can't balance them all with the story you're trying to tell. That's why I'm afraid for Superman Legacy, because it has like a bajillion characters in there, and it seems like they're going to be there for a little bit. So I'm like, okay, but I don't know. I definitely think the family had a little too much going on, but they were kind of funny. I don't know.
They were funny, yeah.
So I would say, as far as they helped with the comedic relief, but yeah,
and smaller doses.
Right. Thank you. You could have got us. That would have been perfect.
But even though that movie was good, but it still left you with wanting the part 2 because of the post credit, where the actual Blue Beetle.
Yes, he's alive.
Well, how do you not continue that? You know what I mean? You just
I'm fine with them like bringing Blue Beetle over. I think the movie was set up in a way it didn't connect to literally anything, and then like you said, post credit scene, Ted Cord actually being alive. There's no way you like don't touch on that. So I'm excited to see where.
Wasada with Superman Legacy, you got to remember, James Gunn is telling us he's trying to duplicate make his version of a Superman for all seasons. And in that comic, there are a lot of characters because they actually tell the story of Superman and his feats, his tenacity, his Boy Scoutness. But it's told from the who?
Suicide Squad, Guardians of the Galaxy. All these movies have lots of characters. That's sort of what Gunn's.
And that's fine for those like those groups. They exist and they are successful. I don't know if it would work for Superman. For me personally,
it does. If you read Superman for all seasons, you'll see how it works because it tells the story from the perspective of the people that he either saved or the villains that he fought. And the reason why it's called because you have 4 seasons: summer, winter, spring, and fall. So it tells it in those perspective ways of representing the seasons, but it just tells you how it tells the story from there using the other characters to tell the story of Superman. I don't know how he's going to do it,
Yeah,
but
like
if it
I think
kind of
that's
goes
a
like the
really
comic,
interesting
it
idea.
would.
I hope it's done, and I hope it's done like well, because I wouldn't mind that. But I mean, just as it stands, it just feels very bloated. But I would wait for like a trailer just to see how that's supposed to work. So
I, I I guess they use it like I told my wife today about the power raising Canaan. Yeah, you don't see Canaan a lot in the story. You see mostly his mother and his uncles and their
Mm,
tribulations and things of what they're going through because we already know how Canaan turns out. We know in
right.
power he's done,
yeah,
but it's everybody around him that it's about their stories, but he's included in how he's influenced later on.
yeah.
So it could be Gunn could be operating from a point of view of that.
I'm about to watch the
Like,
latest episode tonight. That movie.
Raising Can. I can't get into it, man.
Me
I
either. But
can't
my
get
mom
into
really
it,
likes
man.
it. She said the finale.
Everybody
was
likes it, man. I can't get.
it's dope.
But
It's dope.
Reno, I give you credit. I did watch Monarch. I've been watching Monarch. I'm totally hooked. I'm gonna keep that a buck 100. Like yo, I was thoroughly impressed. I thought Monarch was gonna be boring. I thought that joint was gonna be boring, and they talk about kaiju and all that. Nah, that was like that. Yeah, I'm hooked. I'm on like episode 4 or 5 right now. Yeah, I'm hooked on Monarch right now. It
Yeah,
is official.
it's not because you would think like the way they do a lot of TV shows, it'll be a Godzilla show and they'll show Godzilla once at the end of the
Yep.
season. Nah,
Mm-mm.
again,
No.
it's something going on in every episode. They're movie quality effects. It's a really good show. With Kanan was just a breath of fresh air after that last Power, which was so whack with the sun. Fucking
Okay.
trash. This is garbage. But I got through it. I still watched it. But this Kanan was just like I said, man, it was just a breath of fresh air after that. Because and I can understand Sada not liking it or anyone from a younger generation not liking it. What I like about it is because it's like New Jack City. It's like an '80s movie. It's like the '80s. It really takes me back to the '80s,
Yeah.
the way it was.
Yeah.
Late
I had to watch it. I might have to watch it then. I like anything from the 80s.
You
check it out.
It's all about. It's what it's about. It's about New York, Queens, New York, South Jamaica, Queens in like 88, 89, 90. That's what it's about. It's about South.
Yeah, you see the
check it out,
fashion
man.
and everything. The low life. Shout out to the low lifes. They had that representation in there. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty dope. It's pretty dope.
I can't say nothing bad about it.
I always hear people talk good about it. They're always like, "Oh, you watch Raising Cane, Power." I never I can't say I didn't like it or don't because I never watched it. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I got to be in the mood to watch something like that.
Yeah, you'll be like
Hayden Fool, New Jack City and shit like that. You'll like Can't Raise Cane.
Yeah, they even had Booster Cruise in there. Like it's like, oh man, I remember those days. Like, yo, it's crazy.
Clothes and all that. Like, dude be wearing the Dapper Dan jacket and shit.
Yeah. Fly polo gear all throughout. The wild leather sweaters, like Bill Cosby sweaters cats used to be rocking. With
MTF sweaters, the music,
fly stuff, the whips, everything.
If you from that era, Joey
Badass is in it, so that's
Joey Badass. Yeah, Joey Badass plays the main
one of the dudes. Yeah, unique.
Yeah, unique.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check it out when I get a chance. Like I said, I just gotta be in the mood for it, man, because I watched a lot of stuff like that, man, growing up, man. I watched a lot of movies like that, a lot of TV shows. I guess I just gotta be in the mood for it, man. That's all. Then I can stomach it.
Yeah.
There's a show called Mayor of Kingstown that you
That
might
was
like.
good. I watched that. That was really good.
Jeremy
That
Renner,
blew me.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
that's
blew me away. That blew me away.
the
That kind of blew
negotiations
me.
behind and outside of the bars, and
word.
Hmm.
Word.
crazy.
Um, but yeah, but yes, James Gunn, yeah, rather the actor that plays the Blue Beetle. He said, "I know we'll see Blue Beetle again, whether it comes in the form of Blue Beetle 2 or wherever." He said, really great to work alongside James Gunn and Peter Safran, who have graciously folded us into their new universe, even though it wasn't part of what they came up with. It's an honor. Now, where the Blue Beetle heads in the future, I don't know, but I can confidently say that we will see him soon. James Gunn stated how the new DCU officially begins with the release of the animated series Creature Commandos later this year. Uh, and the continuity's first film will be Superman Legacy, which is coming to theaters July 2025. And he's also working on his second season of Peacemaker right now, which will bring other DC EU characters such as John Cena and Viola Davis, Amanda Waller into the DCU. So they will be coming over as well. It's not clear yet, how Gunn intends to explain how these characters from the DCEU timeline are in the DCU, but he's promised that that it will be done in a way that makes sense. Um, he said some actors will be playing characters they've played in other stories, and some plot points might be consistent with plot points from the dozens of films, shows, and animated projects that have come from DC in the past, but nothing is canon until Creature Commandos and Superman Legacy. Gunn, that's Gunn's quote, including DCEU actors and DC. Like for instance, Aquaman actor is coming back, but he's not playing Aquaman. He's playing Lobo.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of stuff they're doing.
I mean, that's fine with Aquaman. That's a completely different character. These people that are coming over are playing the exact characters they played in the DCEU. So I'm like,
That's
okay,
crazy.
I guess. But then what was the whole thing? Ben Affleck's not coming over. Gal's not coming over. Henry's not coming over. You can't pick and choose. Like, if it's going to be a reboot, then do a reboot. And if it's not, then it's not. Like,
Yeah. I mean, and he's also previously expressed bringing some actors from the MCU, from Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy into the DCU. Dave Bautista, who played Drax the Destroyer, has been among Gunn's former MCU colleagues pushing for a role in the DC universe reboot. Bautista recently commented on his desire to work with Gunn again, even going as far as saying he'd do it for free.
Wow.
But James Gunn replied to Batista's comments on Threads, first praising his new creative team on Superman Legacy before expressing how much he missed his old Guardians pals. He said, "I'm enjoying every minute of making Superman, such a wonderful team around me, but boy, I miss my Guardians pals like Dave." His willingness to work with his former MCU colleagues in the DC universe has already materialized with actors like Michael Rooker, who played Yondu in Guardians. He's now appearing as Savant in the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
And then James Gunn, his brother Sean Gunn, who was in Guardians, plays Weasel in what you call it, Suicide Squad. And Sean Gunn's also been cast in the DCU as the villain Maxwell Lord, and will also portray Weasel again, a voice role in the upcoming Creature Commandos as an animated.
That is interesting. That's going to be interesting to see. Oh, yes. Speaking of DC, Reno, remember I said I was supposed to get a figure in December. Guess what it was? It was Steel.
Yeah,
Steel.
Mine arrives Monday.
But I think mine is coming Monday too. Because it was supposed to come in December. I kept getting emails. I was like, what am I supposed to be getting? It was like, yeah. And I was asking my Alexa, it was like action figures. So I was like, what action figure? I couldn't figure it out. And then it came up on my show. It said Steel. I was like, oh, that must have been. But then I was supposed to get it last week, but now it's this week. So you getting yours? You just said Monday.
Yeah.
You got yours from Amazon or where did you get yours from?
Amazon.
Yeah. So hopefully I get it Monday.
Yeah. It's weird because I remembered it looking different when I ordered it. Now I look at
Uh-oh.
Wow, yeah. Wait. What yours look like? You got me scared. You got me scared now, bro. Like I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
Once you got your money, that's it.
That's what happened.
What does it look like? Yeah. Because this figure was supposed to come out in December. We pre-ordered. I remember me and Reno were up late one night talking about it, and the pre-orders went live. And I think he sent me the thing, and I went on Amazon and pre-ordered it. And this was like what, October?
Yeah,
something like that. September.
When McFarlane shows you guys the test and the paint mock-up, and then when it goes to production, it's totally different process with the materials and stuff like that.
It's just that like I didn't zoom in on it, and when you do zoom in on it, you kind of don't see it. But some of the new, like when you really zoom in on like a HD, you see how the S looks like some like old chalk, like it's a weird.
Yeah.
It didn't look like that before.
That's a sample.
He's got like blue and silver mixed paint. It didn't look like that, right? It didn't look like that when we saw it.
That's how they get you.
Yeah.
Once you give them your money, they'll be like, no, this is always what it was. And
that's the cheap way of doing the plastic. You're mixing two plastics together and stuff, the remnants of gray, silver, or whatever, and blue.
If you zoom out, that blue and silver and gray, it blends together in the eye, and it seems like a solid color. I thought he was one solid, color of silver.
I did. Yeah, I did too. I ain't noticed that before either.
When you zoom in, you see that I'm not mad at it. Like it might be cool. Like it's dope. Like and I'm not really super duper like familiar with the character. I don't read the comics and all of that.
The return of the reign of Superman.
Yeah, I wasn't reading DC back.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just can't. Yeah, I just can't get Eradicator. I think Reno got Eradicator, but I can't
got
get Eradicator's like
Eradicator. I got Cyborg Superman.
But just Cyborg Superman is super dope. You got like the Mako joint. His joint is super ultra dope.
The Mafex.
What? Oh, Mafex, yeah.
Yeah, look at that joint.
Yeah, the Mafex steel is ill too.
The Mafex steel is super dope.
Yeah.
That's what I want to get, the Mafex steel to go with this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, the capes, the Mafex capes are dope. They got wire and shit. You can, shape them whatever way you want and all of that. You know what I'm saying? They come with dope
articulation.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're super posable. They're super duper well made. Detailed nuts. And they like you can get 4 Marvel Legends for the price of one of these. So that's why I was gonna when I got him, I was like, oh my god, I'm not buying no other figures. All I'm fucking with is Mafex from now on.
They expensive, bro. They like a grip. They like a grip of a figure, man. Like,
but with that, it gives you a chance to just pace yourself at buying, because if all your figures were cheap, like you'll be buying crazy amounts of figures like I did and not realize how much you spent in the course of a month. Yeah.
When you go back,
how much you got? Yeah, when you turn around, how much you got? You be like, damn, I got this many. Like, wow, I didn't realize how many I had.
And then you got to go to flea markets to sell them, or toy shows to sell them.
Sell them all.
Oh my god!
I mean, I have every classified figure pretty much that's come out, except for some of the repaints and bullshit that didn't go on. But
you got all of them, Reno?
Yeah, every classified character they've done, I have it, except for like the made up characters. But all the ones from the 80s I have. It's
Okay.
just I don't have none of the made up characters except Jodie Shooter.
Mm.
Okay.
I got her because I thought she's cool. She's supposed to be one of the first original
But
14.
if you get that Agent Helix, you'll be happy with her too. She's pretty dope
I
figure.
mean, I know I know a couple of them are dope.
Yeah.
The made up ones. The one the Shadow Tracker looks dope. A lot of them look dope. It's just I can't afford to buy all of them. So where I draw the line is it has to be a character that I know from the 80s.
Hmm.
That's how I draw the line.
Yeah.
I keep my budget down. I don't buy no made up characters. Got to be a character from the 80s, and I'm not really buying repaints and shit either. I think there one repaint I got the Viper. Yeah, I got a couple different. I got the Viper 3-pack and then the Crimson Viper
Okay.
because the Vipers are the dopest troop builder. But
Hmm.
yeah, these new ones that are coming out, bro. They got Bazooka, or they got Big Boa, they got Quick Kick coming, they got Duke, Scarlet, Recondo, fucking
Mm.
No Viper. Um,
And they all gonna be dropping around the same time. April.
Torch. Don't forget, we still need Torch. We still need Torch from the Dreadnoughts
oh,
and Monkey Wrench.
Torch, Naugahyde, Doc, and
Was Nagahide? He was a Dreadnought, right?
Yeah.
Or was he?
Yeah,
He was a Dreadnought, and he appeared in the Deke era of the
cartoons.
G.I. Joe cartoon, not the Sunbow.
Yeah, he wasn't in the original Sunbow cartoon at all, but
No.
figure came out during that. Like figure came out in like '89,
Okay.
88 or 89, 88 or 89. But
It had to be later because I remember seeing him on the back of one of the the cards of the figures, but I never had him. But
he's
by that
definitely-
time, 80, 89, 90, I was done buying them.
Yeah.
I still kept up with who was out, things like, but I was just done buying them.
yeah, I didn't buy any after '89.
Yeah.
Let me see. No.
Yeah.
Noah looked dope. He looked
But-
super dope.
Yeah, but speaking of Peacemaker and all of that, James Gunn confirmed that he's finished writing Peacemaker season 2. I thought Peacemaker was a phenomenal show for being, because I'm not a John Cena fan at all. I couldn't get into the machine or none of the John Cena movies back in the day because I'm not a wrestling fan. It's just not for me. I just was not a John Cena fan, so I thought I was not going to like Peacemaker. Turns out he's not annoying as I thought he was. In Peacemaker, he's not annoying. And Peacemaker has remained a beloved part of the tapestry of DC adaptations, and we're now one step closer to seeing season 2. The creator James Gunn has recently came on Threads again and confirmed that he's finished writing the 8th and final episode. So it's just 8 episodes. Season 2, he's done. He just wrote the joint, but it's not filmed or anything.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
I liked it. I like Peacemaker. I thought the show was good. It was very entertaining.
details are currently in the
Butterflies or moths.
Yeah, it was like the moths or the butterflies, the evil butterflies or some shit, man. It was weird, but it was cool.
Yeah.
Really cool. The effects were all very good. Movie quality effects. They were not. This was not a CW level show. This was not a network show. This was definitely, full high-end scripted, drama. But well, not drama, I guess sci-fi comedy horror. But details about season 2 obviously, are not being released or told yet. The star Jennifer Holland did say that shortly after the season 1 finale, she said there's a lot of potential for where the ensemble's character dynamic goes next. She said, I love her character arc through the whole season, her speaking about her character, she said, I think it's Amelia Harcourt is her character. She said, I think it's really, really nuanced and it doesn't rush itself. I really love the way that it's written into the whole series. I think for me, I didn't want to hold back. I wanted Harcourt to be as cold and closed off as she could in the earlier episodes because I wanted her to really have that full character arc throughout the season. I think it's interesting that I think the interesting thing is that we don't know where she goes from here. She's not exactly an open book now. She still has a lot of demons and a lot of stuff to deal with. Emotionally, she's still very closed off, but she, at this point, I think, has finally accepted that it's okay to have a team and it's okay to have a family. Whereas we saw her at the beginning of the series, she was such a lone wolf. She felt like there was that she was just carrying everyone else, and everyone else is just a liability to her. She thought she would be better off alone. I think she's accepted that there is value in having a team and having a family. End quote. But the thing about Peacemaker season 2, the first season was created within the DC extended universe, the DCEU, right? Even showing that universe's version of the Justice League at some point in it. And so it's confirmed that it will be part of the Gunn and Peter Safran reboot DC universe, the DCU. And as Gunn has promised on Threads, this rollout of the DCU's canon won't be confusing to fans. That's the goal, is not confusing fans. That's why they're, leaving actors from that universe out of the new universe to not confuse actors. Because if they've got, Henry Cavill playing Superman, but everything else is dead, then they're going to think, well, what about, this guy and that guy? And, well, I thought if this guy was that guy, and wait, if that's Batman, well, what about that Batman and all that? So in order to cut down on that, they are not using any of those actors from the original DC, the other DC movies, except for the ones that they are. So, like Sato was saying, it's really ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing is canon.
Shout out to Sato. She dipped out.
Yeah, she fell off. I think she had a technical issue. Dropped out, but she might be back. I don't know if she's going to make it back in or not. But she might get back in. She's trying. But yeah,
I'm excited for it though, Reno. I'm excited for the whole. I mean, we need something fresh right now. We need something new.
Yeah, Gunn said nothing is canon until Creature Commandos in 2024. He said sort of an aperitif to the DCU, and then a deeper dive into the universe with Superman Legacy after that. End quote. He said last year on Threads, he said it's a very human drive to want to understand everything all the time, but I think it's okay to be confused on what's happening in the DCU since no one has seen anything from the DCU yet. Basically, he's saying, relax. If you don't understand it, it hasn't happened yet. Just don't get excited. Don't get people, oh, what did I miss? Nothing's happened yet. Nothing has happened yet. DC has not started yet. So anything that's happened so far is not part of what is coming. And what is coming hasn't started yet. When you see the show, Creature Commandos, it's an animated show about some Hollywood monster, Frankenstein, Wolfman, these type characters, versions of them, that kind of thing. Characters that are based on them, not those actual characters, but, Frankensteinish looking characters and shit like that. Creature Commandos. It's a team. It's a squad of creatures, monsters.
What is that called? Franken something. There's a comic book with the monsters something. For DC. Same thing.
This is actually from a comic called Creature Commandos.
Yeah.
It's called Creature Commandos, and they're doing a cartoon called Creature Commandos, animated series. And that will be the beginning of the DCU. So when that starts, that's when it starts. The first film is Superman. So when you see Creature Commandos, that's when the DCU starts. When you see Superman, that's the first movie in that universe.
Mhm.
The some of the actors are already cast for it, though. Basically, it's we've got Frank Grillo is Rick Flag Sr.
Mhm.
Some of these characters are dope characters. Rick Flag Sr. Look up Rick Flag Sr. Basically, it's a collective name used for multiple fictional characters that are in DC. At some different times, but there's also Maria Baklava, um, Indria Varma, who you might know from Game of Thrones. She played the Sand Snake, Ilarius Sand.
Mhm.
Uh, that is Zoe Chow, David Harbour, Sean Gunn, Steve Agee. Um, all these people have been in various comic movies and whatever movies and stuff like that. They're all cast for the Creature Commandos show, and that's going to start on the Max streaming service later this year. So it's starting this year. Um, but yeah, Rick Flag, he's like a special forces, him and Deadshot were like homies
Mhm.
in the war, shit like that. But yeah, Creature Commandos has a comic and all of that too. But yeah, there's a lot going on with Suicide Squad and stuff like that. Amanda Waller has got her own joint. There's the Suicide Squad Kill Arkham Asylum comic series. Because we know we had Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League video game. There is a Suicide Squad Kill Arkham Asylum series that's out. So,
Mhm.
and yeah, they've got it's like a prequel story to the video game Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Uh,
which is a great game, by
Mhm.
the way.
like the game, go get the comic. It's a prequel. Uh,
Yeah.
it'll tie in. The yeah, let's see, what do we got? We got a big announcement, I think, for Creature Commandos, the release window. Uh, said,
It's kind of ironic that he's doing that because like he's doing Brave and the Bold, he's doing Creature Commandos. The first time anybody ever seen Rick Flag was in Brave and the Bold. His first appearance was in Brave and the Bold.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, nice tie-in there. Yeah, nice tie-in. Yeah, Sean Gunn, James Gunn's brother, said, I like as much as possible to go up and down the spectrum with movies and do really big projects and really small projects. I'm doing a couple of little ones, a couple of indies that I'm going to shoot next month, of two, and then some bigger stuff with my brother that I can't really talk about quite yet. But we have Creature Commandos coming out in the fall, which is amazing, and I just can't wait for the audience to see a bunch of cool stuff. So keep your eye out. So there you go. It's coming out later fall. So yeah, that's cool. So it's starting soon. There's a Game of Thrones spinoff called Aegon's Conquest. Well, it's a spinoff about Aegon's Conquest in development, um, from the same writer who's doing the Batman, um,
Mhm.
Mattson Tomlin. Uh, and if you're a fan of Game of Thrones, I know that it's not a real popular thing around here, but Game of Thrones is my shit. You see that that shelf back there has a Game of Thrones like tapestry behind it. There's like 8 Game of Thrones books, hardcover, big ass books up there, graphic novels, the whole nine, the whole thing. Like I'm a Game of Thrones fanatic. Read it all, seen it all. Like no shit that George R. R. Martin don't even know. know yet. But so for me, this is super dope. The Aegon's Conquest is um, the start of it all, right? It's the beginning of the whole world of Game of Thrones, and so we've only heard legends about it like that in the shows so far. So they'll be doing a show now that's going to actually show us all that. It's kind of like how we got to see Star Wars. We were in Star Wars and we got to hear about the Clone Wars and all that shit in Star Wars. And then 10 years later, we got to see the prequels and we got to see the Clone Wars and all that shit that we heard about, and Anakin, becoming Darth Vader and all of that. So it's kind of like that. It's like that. The prequels, the Game of Thrones prequels. In the early stages of development, uh, House of the Dragon was a prequel, massively successful, hugely successful, just like Game of Thrones. So the whole thing is strong, and there's, I think, George R. R. Martin said something like 7 Game of Thrones shows or series in the works at different stages, whether it's just idea stages or actual production.
Wait. Time 7. I mean, wait a minute. All right, where can you go with 7 different series of Game of Thrones? Like, not that
Well,
it wasn't good, because it was. I'm just trying to figure out where you gonna go with it. Like,
because so there's several books. There's several books that they could adapt. There's all kinds of different timelines. Like I said, there's shit that they talk about in the books that they can do spin-offs on. There's shit that they talk about in the shows that they can do spin-offs on. Prequels, future shit, just different shit that took place during the same time in other parts of the world at that time. It's a world built. It's world building at its finest. I mean, Game of Thrones is such a rich, deep, vast, lore and canon that there's endless fucking possibilities. When you think Game of Thrones, you just think of the show, but you forget that show is based on one book.
yeah,
That one book is part of a 5-book series that still has 2 more books that he hasn't written yet that he's working on. Then there's a whole other book series that's related to it called The Hedge Knight, and they're doing that. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a whole lot. Yeah, and yeah, the possibilities are definitely endless. But they're doing animated Game of Thrones shows. They're doing Game of Thrones shows. They might be doing a movie. So there's several Game of Thrones prequel and spin-off plans that have also fallen apart in the past as well. And George R. R. Martin revealed in January last year that HBO had shelved a few projects, but he didn't reveal which of those in discussion were on the back burner. Only that the Hedge Knight series is still moving forward and will enter production this year. The Hedge Knight is based on some characters that lived between the time of the Game of Thrones shit and some stuff that's from another book, right? So it's a whole nother little era. And I got 2 books and 2 graphic novels of just about that little universe or whatever, that little world. And that's just a little story that takes place within the fucking bigger, larger story. So it's like a Russian nesting doll of fucking stories. It's every bit as big as Tolkien, Lord of the Rings universe.
yeah.
What else? Oh, Wu-Tang is now resident in Vegas.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wu-Tang is resident in Vegas now.
Yeah.
Yes. Friday when they hit the stage at the theater at the Virgin Hotels in Las Vegas. All the 9-piece unit outfit will become the first hip hop group with a theater residency in Las Vegas, y'all. Yes. Shout out to the brothers. Shout out to the 9 brothers who landed the Wayne Newton spot, the Elvis Presley spot.
Yeah.
These boys, they didn't got the spot.
ODB said it best. Wu-Tang is live forever, motherfucker. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a happy day, man. I love it.
It's dope. It's dope, man.
You got, yeah, man.
Really deserving of creative dudes, man.
Yeah. It's called the Saga. I think it's called Wu-Tang The Saga Continues.
Yeah, like that.
Like the album, right? The Las Vegas residency. It follows last year's worldwide, New York State of Mind tour that Wu-Tang just did with Nas, which was crazy. My boy, y'all know him as number one suspect. He's been on a couple times, but he went to that one of them shows that when they came to Florida and shit, and he gave us some videos. So we saw some footage of that tour. That was a crazy ass tour, bro. Nas was there, Busta Rhymes, it was crazy. But yeah, they'll be doing, Protect Your Neck and Triumph and Cream and Uzi, and all of them songs, like all of those songs that we grew up on are gonna be in fucking Vegas, in a Vegas show. Y'all not really hearing me.
Vegas, yeah, man.
Do you really understand?
You're gonna be sitting at the way it's set up, it's like a theater house, and you're gonna be sitting at a table drinking your martini or something, whatever you're going to drink in Vegas, watching the Wu.
Frank Sinatra status, y'all.
Yeah.
That shit.
It's gonna be wild, man.
Man,
wow.
I'm so proud of him, man. That's crazy. And it reminds me of that movie Strange Days, man. With Angela Bassett and I forget who else is in it. The movie where it takes place in the future. It's called Strange Days, and it takes place in the future. And they got these headgears that they have to put on. Stu Dog had to go fight crime, y'all. But yeah, these headgears that they put on, and it like records everything you see, hear, and smell. And then they take that, and then it records it onto like a little disc. And then someone else can take that disc, and they can put it in their headset, and they can experience everything you experienced when you did the recording. And so they get high. Like it's kind of like a drug. Like people buy people's experiences. Like they want to get the next hit is the next video experience. And one of them is like a murder, and it's crazy. And but in the movie, right? The movie takes place at the time. It takes place in the future. Now Stu had to go fight crime, man. He had to go to work.
Yeah.
But it takes place in the future, and in the movie, right? It was a trip to me as a kid because in the movie there was like these older like 50-year-old white dudes were sitting in the bar, and they were rap fans, like they were hip hop fans. Like the guy was like sitting there at the bar, like watching news about his favorite rapper on TV, and he was like getting hella passionate about it. And dude was like 50 years old, and he was a white dude. And this is back in the early 90s, so I was like, whoa, that's crazy. But the point was that in the future, it won't just be kids that listen to rap. It'll be grown ass old people and shit. Hip hop will be, old. Grandparents will be listening to hip hop and shit. Like,
I mean, that's happening now.
That's what I'm saying. Like right now, you got grandparents that are hip hop fans right now, and so we're in them strange days. We're in that strange days era, man.
Yeah, man.
And fucking Wu-Tang is in Vegas.
I mean, your average commercial pitching any product is hip hop laced with, it used to be the old or like the Four Tops and Gladys Knight and all those James Brown. Now it's Usher. Now it's Wu Tang. Now it's watch. We're gonna see a commercial where it's gonna be the background music of the commercial is gonna be Cream for a
Yeah,
bank online, a online bank.
diversify your bonds. Diversify your bonds.
Word.
Word.
Diversify your coin, boy.
Word.
Bong bong for real. Word up. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Yo, Raekwon got
He got hitched.
he got the orchestral symphonic. He's doing Cuban Links, only built for Cuban Links, performing the whole album with the Colorado Symphony.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? I guess he caught the bug from Andre or whatever with the flute, and he wanted to get orchestral with it.
Sometimes you gotta, on a real tip, a lot of times, if you think about it, these guys probably perform their songs over 10,000 times.
They get sick of him.
And yeah, as a creative, you'll get sick of doing the same thing over and over and over. So you got to really mix it up.
I've heard a lot of artists say that in interviews and shit. They got sick of playing their music.
They hate hearing their own songs.
Yeah, especially the hits. And they know that when they do a concert, they got to play them hits because people paid their money to see them hits.
Yeah, and that's the conundrum of being like an artist of that caliber with music. You have to keep performing the hits.
Yep.
But with an artist where you're drawing or painting, you can always create something new and keep doing new and fresh stuff.
Right.
So it's a
different type of art.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And you get a lot of artists who get burnt out over that. Like, yo, I don't even want to go on tour no more. I'm tired. Let me create a new album. But in that time of touring, you haven't created anything new. So now your base is the fans that tour with you. And the objective of doing a new album is to gain new audience, new fans.
Right.
So since you haven't gained any new fans, you going to do a new album. It'd be like reintroducing yourself in a sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's kind of what these guys are doing, man. Like Raekwon doing his album as an orchestra, he's doing it like next week, like February 16th and 17th. And Cuban Links, it's Purple Tape is in my top 5 favorite hip hop albums of all time. Hands down.
Hell yeah. Even the Wu Tang's second album utilized in the orchestra too.
Oh yeah,
instrumentation. So that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, RZA got down with that.
Hell yeah.
Hang Forever was crazy. A lot of people didn't like it. I loved it. Loved it.
Sonically, it was on point too. You could tell a lot of people don't like it because it didn't have that gritty sound like the first album.
Yeah, they thought it was too much. But he was just trying to expand, man. And I felt like he's finally, bro. RZA, that first album was the way it was because he was literally using the shit that he had in his fucking bedroom.
Yeah.
The kid, little equipment. That's what 36 Chambers was made with, that shit.
ASR 10.
Yeah.
You knew how gritty that instrument is.
Finally, he gets the opportunity to make the shit in a real studio with real equipment. He's gonna go nuts.
Yeah, you had the MPC, you had the ASR 10. You hooked all. Oh man,
1200.
Some discs. If you lose your discs, you're going crazy. I'm telling you, we've been through that.
The floppy is gone. Oh shit.
Yeah.
The basement flooded and he lost Deck's album because the floppy got wet.
Yeah, right on Van Name. I remember that.
And it's this shit I ain't gonna worry about. But yeah, the Wu Tang, the Cuban Links is a it's supposed to come out February, or it's supposed to be supposed to perform the shit in Denver, Colorado,
Oh,
uh, on
Brazil.
16th and 17th. And what do you say? Oh, it said with it says with its gritty storytelling, intricate lyricism, and cinematic production, Cuban Links offers listeners a vivid glimpse into street life of 1990s New York City. Together with Colorado Symphony, this legendary duo will reimagine their timeless album that continues to inspire and shape the sound of contemporary hip hop today. What? Can you believe, bro? That's the type of shit they're saying about the fucking music we listened to as a kid.
Yo,
Um, it remains to be seen whether Ghostface will be there, because in my opinion, Cuban Links is only as dope as it is because of Ghostface and Raekwon both being equally on the motherfucker.
it's crazy because, and thinking about it, our kids view Wu Tang like we used to view Al Green or something like that. Yo, that's heavy right there, man.
Yep.
That's heavy. That's like, yo.
Yo,
You got the Wu Tang at the barbecues, like my man, he has the, I forget the name of this artist, but he has the barbecue anthem. There's no barbecue without his song. Shit.
summertime.
Before I let go, that song.
Oh, before I let go.
Yeah, you don't have a barbecue without that song.
Right, right.
Literally, like, so imagine Wu. You gotta have, yo. We getting old, man. That's all it is. It's good though. That looks crazy right there.
Yeah, fucking
Oh
symphony.
wow.
That's dope, dog.
Yo,
I'm,
and he did it with the shout out to Master P's artist. I forget the guy's name.
oh,
He
with the diamond lettering.
Yeah.
But
Word.
it's the type of shit like if I could just hop in my private jet and bounce around, I would go hop and go watch this, go see this.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
That's the type of shit. But
Sure.
that's awesome, man. That's just it's a testament to it's confirmation that we was not wrong about
Mm.
our music, and the music did stand the test of time. It is timeless, real. It is it is official. It is. It's the biggest fucking thing in the world.
Hell yeah. I was recently listening to Youngest in Charge, Special Ed.
Mm,
He brought me back, man. Very dope album, but it brought me back, man. It was like, yo, the quality of it, like even the lyrics, the information, it was more prone to absorb. You know what I mean? We absorbed a lot of our songs. That's why we can spit it verbatim a lot of times.
yeah,
You know, and it's different with this new culture. These the young kids, they're going off of feeling, not necessarily the lyrics.
yeah,
Just driving off the vibe of it, and it's, I mean, it's their time with their music. We have our time, and we're still in our time with it. So it's like, but it's dope.
oh, on Wednesday, which would have been the late great Jay Dilla's birthday.
Yeah,
uh,
Dilla Day.
where RZA hopped on his Woo Wednesday show on Sirius XM radio to pay tribute to Dilla, who passed away in '06. Ruler Zigzag Zigala played two songs that Dilla produced for Raekwon's Cuban Links uh, Part Two,
Yeah,
and reminisced about their about how they made the beats and all of that. And he recalled that Busta Rhymes was the bridge between Dilla and the Wu.
Mhm.
He said this is one of those joints Busta Rhymes had brought to the studio.
Dun,
Uh,
dun, 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 dun. The
yeah, he
one
said
with
the album or the song 10 Bricks. So yeah, it's 10 Bricks. He was like, yo, he said he was like, yo, God, Dilla made this joint just for the woo. And
I gotta call BS, well, not a harsh BS, but a BS on that with RZA, because RZA he be doing wild. The way he be explaining be wild, but remember that piece, that sample that Dilla used was on I believe on his album, on the beginning album, and it on the first album before he did the cipher with Common in them. Remember? And then it'd be like doom, doom, doom. It rolled into the song. I forgot what it was called, but yo, I remember that because when he did it for that Cuban Links Part 2, I was like, hold up. I remember the sample and how he flipped it, because it was just.
Speaking of great musicians and great music, I want to give a shout out to the brother Jake Dilla. Rest in peace, Jake Dilla. I know we celebrated the anniversary.
Not go to the other one with Busta Rhymes and Raekwon.
Hey, actually, and a lot of the hip hop stations are playing you.
No, he's not talking about the Busta Rhymes song. He's saying that Busta Rhymes is the one that linked him with Dilla. The Dilla track is.
Yeah. What I want to do.
This one, I know about this one. This one is fire.
Yeah.
Super fire. All of them. Yeah. I was talking about. Hold on, let me catch that so I can let you hear that real quick. I'll catch it real quick though.
He said this is one of them tracks that I wish I produced myself. He said the way he chopped the sample, the way it was something that I was impressed with. RZA quoted as saying, during the show, RZA also played the J Dilla produced House of Flying Daggers, and acknowledged that JD had done something unique. He said he was paying homage to the woo, grabbing samples and tracks he thought that I would chop up and then interpreting them in his own way. He did a fantastic job. He said, you know, and his comments are in line with another time that he talked about Dilla over a decade ago at the Red Music Academy event. He said when Busta played that shit, it was the first time. And I gotta admit this, it was the first time I heard somebody say that they had a RZA-inspired beat that sounded crushing, like how Ice Water sounded when I first heard it. He said of 10 Bricks at the 2010 gathering. He says, so Jay Dilla to me really captured that fucking sound like no other producer. If I was back, he said if I was to back out of it, and if Dilla was still here, I would just pass it over to him because he fucking had it, man. But yeah, Busta himself paid tribute to Dilla on his 50th birthday, along with a number of other, legends, hip hop legends who always worked with Dilla and shit.
Check this out. This is the song I'm talking about.
This from Cuban too?
Yeah, that's called Baggage Handlers. Those are the leftovers from it. And that accordion, that was serious. That beat right there is super serious. I mean, like when Busta and Ray was on that track, like, and Dilla produced it off that sample that he used from his first album, I was like, yo, this guy, I'm like, amazing. Amazing. Like, there's few dudes who can really see sound.
Yeah.
RZA can see sound, Dilla can see sound.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, who else could see sound? I mean, Pharrell could see sound.
Oh yeah,
can see it.
Yeah,
like
a lot of these guys, man. Kanye, Q-Tip, fucking
Q. Large Pro.
Yeah, Large Pro. Yeah,
Pete Rock. These guys are like wild geniuses, man. Like,
fucking. Hold on.
Yeah, Dre.
Gangstar.
These
Yeah, man.
guys can see sound, man, and it's like amazing what they can do with it. Like a Ninth Wonder.
Ninth
Like
Wonder. Yeah.
these, like
Might get Ninth Wonder on the show too.
yo,
Some G.I.
it's
Joe shit.
word up. It's like amazing what these guys can do. It's like, and then this actually, be privy to a lot of stuff that goes on in the studio and see the technicality in it and how they come out with a masterpiece utilizing sounds, music, wax, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and being like an MC and seeing that you're like, dang. It's
Yeah,
like,
man.
yeah, I thought I was the illest with the lyrics, but then when you look at the producer, you're like, that's a
That's
whole another alien.
yeah. Like I'm a writer, but they writing in another way. They doing some other shit. It's all creating. We all creating. You
And
know.
they drive the lyrics. I honestly, because without the beat, you don't have a lyric come into your mind.
I had a dope ass take because I had bought I went to Sam Ash and I went to the guy that I said 'cause I just had some money and I said give me the one piece of equipment that does everything. I said I know it's something in here. I know there's something in here that sample, it fucking makes beats, it records, it does everything. He's like, yeah, it's called the Korg Triton.
Oh yeah, the Cork Triton. Yeah. That
Best
was the next level up from the
They
the
use that shit in professional. Yeah, it's
uh,
professional. It's
uh,
professional.
it was
And
the next level up from the ASR 10. You automatically had to graduate from the ASR 10 to the Triton, the Cork Triton. Yep.
yeah,
I remember all that. Yeah, hell yeah.
that's what I had. I had the Triton, and I got down on the Triton, bro. And I had, I made a lot of music with that joint.
Nice.
That was some of the best times of my life when I was making music, making
Yeah,
beats. Just
hell
making beats is a hell of a dope experience.
facts.
It's dope. I mean, if you create anything, if you're any kind of artist, if you draw, just think how when you draw a dope piece and you get done and you're just like, like I can't believe I did that shit. That's how dope that shit is. That's how you feel when you make beats. It's the same thing.
True. So true.
Write a rhyme or something. You write a rhyme, you're like, yo, that's the illest shit I ever wrote. Like that's how it feels. It's dope. So we can get that sensation from all types of outlets, man. We all, express
And
it artistically in any way, man.
true. And ain't it funny how like if you're a producer, MC, rapper, artist of any kind, you gravitate towards comic books and you were an artist first, drawing first. Like if you look at all these guys who rhyme and they're artists, they can draw.
Yeah,
It's crazy. Like it's bugged out. You like dudes doing their own tags and everything. It's like
yeah,
wow,
yeah,
universal connection, man.
yeah, yeah. Exactly what it is right there. Exactly. Um, but yeah, speaking of the Superman movie coming out, DC or sorry, Superman Legacy. There is a stack of graphic novels or a few comics that they say you should read or could read before the movie to get you sort of prepped for what is the movie's going to be about and all of that. And they have this little list here. They got Superman Birthright.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah. Although Superman's heritage will be important in the new film, James Gunn has clarified that Superman Legacy will forego the familiar origin story and get straight to the action. Even if a fan knows how Kal-El came to Earth, Birthright, Mark Lentil's used modern retelling of Superman's arrival on Earth is a must-read. The story is okay. So basically, they're saying this is like his origin story because it won't be in the movie. Watch it, read this. That way, you'll be ready for the movie.
Like the Cliff Notes to it.
The origin, yeah, his origin. It's his origin. And then you got Superman up in the sky. Writer Tom King's involvement in the DC writers' room is most apparent in the adaptation of Supergirl Woman Tomorrow, because Tom King is writing that, and Tom King just just recently got done off a Batman run. That's very good. So Tom King is official. It says this Superman tale feels like a prototype for the epic, as it sounds the last son of Krypton, as it sends the last son of Krypton on a quirky but action-packed journey across the universe after mysterious aliens kidnap a young girl from Metropolis. Andy Kubert is on art duties in this fascinating boundary-breaking one.
Andy Kubert, okay.
Superman Brainiac is one of the Blue Boy Scouts' greatest foes, but has only made it as far as the small screen. It's easy to see why DC's most horror-tinged and technologically advanced villains hasn't scaled up, but why he should. This new collection of the 5-issue arc that redefined the villain inspired the animated movie Superman Unbound.
Oh, yeah.
And then they got All-Star Superman. I think this is the one Stu was talking about. Yeah, in the run-up to announcing the first chapter of DCU, James Gunn released a picture of himself reading this story. The All-Star label was designed to distill the essence of their title characters, and it's understatement to say that Grant Morrison and Frank Whiteley understood the announcement. Whatever that means. It's an astonishing story that reinterprets the core aspects of DC Premier Hero and unleashes the character's unlimited potential, and is one of the greatest Superman arcs ever published, and is a must-read before Superman Legacy. I think that's sort of going to be that Superman, I guess, that they're using. You know, when you think of the character, right? Man of Steel was a certain Superman. Christopher Reeve Superman was a certain Superman. So the Superman from this movie is supposed to be that guy from All-Star Superman. Superman 78, for obvious reasons.
Because the Christopher Reeve Superman was the Boy Scout gullible Superman, trusting, and the what you call it, Superman, he was more just hardcore in a sense.
Yeah.
The Cavill Superman was more hardcore and you just roar with it, I guess.
Yeah. Right. Well, they got Superman Kal-El returns. Luthor. Now Lex Luthor is going to be in the movie, but he's not going to be the big bad villain in the movie. At least not in the first movie. In the first movie, Lex Luthor will be in it, but he's going to just be there as a character. He's not yet the big villain yet. He's still just a guy, Lex Luthor, rich guy. He hasn't done anything yet. Brainiac will be the bad guy. Now in the sequel, Luthor might become the bad guy or the villain.
Hopefully, with Luthor in the background, he should be mixing it up and creating a Legion of Doom.
That'd be dope.
Because I think James Gunn is on that. I think he's going to be the guy. James Gunn is going to be the one to give us the Legion of Doom.
That would be sick.
Yeah.
And he would be the one to do it too. He would be the one to do it. Some of these are dope. I know Superman Unchained is dope. New 52. Superman the War World Saga. Mongol. Mongol is the bad guy there. It's a recent storyline that almost immediately achieved classic status. It's an epic story that takes a familiar story in unexpected directions and tests the idea of who and what Superman is. When the weakened hero is captured on Warworld, Kal-El must rise from the lower catacombs as a gladiator to rise against legendary tyrant Mongol. The complete saga is included in this mega edition.
It reminds me of Planet Hulk in this
sense.
Hulk.
Yeah, Gladiator Hulk.
War Hulk. Yeah, Gladiator Hulk. Yeah.
Exactly. DC and Marvel, they always did that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And then Superman Ending Battle. This epic ran through Superman titles in 2002, piling the Man of Steel against the powerful telepath and British anti-hero Manchester Black, with Black able to dispatch the horde of supervillains against the Kryptonian and his family. It's an action-packed epic spectacle that pushes the hero to its limits. Undoubtedly, this is a tough day in Metropolis, and it may have inspired one of the best-named story arcs in Superman's canon. What does it have to do with the movie Superman Legacy? Nothing. This is a stupid list. I hate when they were like,
well, I think some of it is James Gunn's stuff, but the rest of it is just, paid promotion of, hey, get this. You can understand Superman more so. But maybe the first first four is James Gunn. Everything else is just like, buy these. We need
get ready for Superman Legacy with these 12 must-read graphic novels. Yeah. So you're not really getting ready for Superman Legacy with these 12 graphic novels. You're just getting to know Superman.
Yeah.
12 good Superman stories. If you want to read, something that gets you prepared for the movie, read All-Star Superman.
Man, there you go.
That's gonna be the movie. And then maybe do a little bit Superman Brainiac so you can learn about Brainiac.
Yeah.
That would be what I would recommend.
It's great marketing.
Yeah.
Hey, who wouldn't want to get to know the superhero so they can follow it? But for the most part, most of us are fans and we geek out to a lot of stuff, so we already know it. The casual moviegoer, I don't think they'll pick up a book to understand what's going on. They'll just follow and take the ride as the movie's played,
Yeah. Absolutely.
Which is not bad at all in a sense.
No. It is what it is. Yeah. But yeah, y'all, we chilling, man. It's 9 o'clock. We've been rocking for a couple of hours, man. We're gonna call it a night though.
Yep.
It's Saturday. We'll catch y'all in 2 days. We'll be back live Monday night, 7 p.m. Y'all already know every Monday and Saturday, 7 p.m. We'll be live right here. Y'all, if y'all is in the chat, we appreciate you being a part of the show, man. We really do. And leave a comment down in the comment section. Hit the like button. Do all that stuff too, because it really helps the channel. We got to get this thing popping, man. But we're gonna get it rolling, man. We'll see you guys Monday. Have a good weekend. Be safe. You know what I'm saying? All that shit. Raw talk. You want to say something?
Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Those who stayed with us. Those who stopped by to drop a shout out and drop some bread off, in tribute to the man Reno, who brings us some great information, about the genres we all love, the comics, the movies, the toys, and shout out to Stuart and Sada for being here and giving their perspectives, and you as well, bro. Thank you for having me on as well. I appreciate everything.
Of course, always, man. And I appreciate you, man. Everybody, I appreciate everybody, man. Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless you. Good night.
Good night.